Hello and welcome to another video, and today I thought we would do, as it's been now quite a while since this machine's been out of its box. I bought this machine back in, I can't remember the exact year, it's been a few years ago now. They went out of production quite some time ago, and it's rather a quirky little machine, this is, and you probably know by the title what it is. And again, it's not an unboxing of a brand new cleaner, it's just that some of the machines, the cylinders upstairs, I do store in the boxes. So I thought, well, we might as well just bring it down in its box and get it out down here and assemble it. But this is the SEBO, and it's the K3 Vulcano. It's part of the K cylinder range, which I don't think SEBO make anymore now because it was replaced by the E series, which I still haven't got yet. I'm still wondering whether I should get an E series or not. I would like the E3 Premium, to be honest, but they're just rather pricey, and I thought I might get something like the E3 Comfort or the E3 Pet. Sorry, the E1, I think it's the E1. The E3 is the one with the power head on. I did want this one with the power head on, to be quite honest, but it was just so expensive at the time that I saw this one on special offer, and I thought, oh, well, that's got a remote control handle on it. It's got an electric hose, so if the correct wand was bought for it, it would work with my ET1 power head over there. But I just never got around to getting the wand or the connection, otherwise this would have worked with that power head. It's rather a shame really, but never mind. So, I really have boxed all this back up as if it's a new cleaner again here. It's had a little bit of use when I first had it, and I did a demonstration of it, but like I say, because they're quite rare, there aren't that many of these about now. I think there's one on eBay I saw when I looked on last night. There was a K3 Vulcano on there, but it was just the cleaner with no accessories. So, and it was down in Salisbury as well, I think, if I remember rightly, on self-collect. So many cleaners I don't buy or can't get hold of because they're on self-collect, and they're over the other side of the country, and the sellers just aren't prepared to post them or send them in by courier. So I've just missed out on so many cleaners in the past because of that. And you know, I was looking on eBay again last night at the second-hand stuff, and round here, around Stoke-on-Trent where I live, there's just hardly anything worth bothering with. It's just like old Vaxes and old Dysons, which you know I don't really want very much, and they're all dog-eared and knackered. So you know, you occasionally get something decent coming up, but I've already got it upstairs, like Hoover Turbo Powers, Pure Powers. I do like that sort of thing. But I would like a SEBO E series. I'd like an X7 as well, but they're a bit too pricey for me at the moment, those are. I think there's a big long waiting list for them, and they're nearly £400. I believe the X7 is coming out in an extra version, which was much like the SEBO X4 Extra, and I think it's in blue. And when I was looking at Manchester Vax's website, I believe they're going to be about 320, so it's cheaper than the Pet version. But for some reason, I've read that they don't come with a headlight, so that's a little bit of a nuisance. I would have liked the headlight on it, but if it looks like you want the headlight, you're going to have to pay nearly £400 for the Pet version. But anyway, that's enough about SEBO news. So I shall proceed with getting this little quirky little thing out of its box, and we're about to see it. So first of all, we'll get the hose. This is a electric hose. It is actually compatible with the power head because it's got the electric take-off ports on it. A 3-connection power hose. If I was to get the power wand to go with it, I think I would need the pigtail connection here as well to go from that handle into the wand. It's like a little cable, and then I'd be able to fit my SEBO Felix power head on, albeit a red power head, but it would still work with this. So there's the hose. I will bring the camera down when it's all assembled here, and we'll have a closer look. That's the wand. This is the non-power wand, because the Vulcano, although it was a K3, it was a little bit of an oddity machine in that it had the electric hose, but it didn't have a power head, but it was considerably cheaper to buy than the K3 Premium at the time, which was something like 350 quid. I think I got this one for about £200. So, to all intents and purposes, it's pretty much the same as the K3 Pet. It's got the SEBO Combi floor tool, which I think I said in my original review was a very good floor head actually. It's only a straight suction head, but it's the most luxurious straight suction head I've ever seen, that one is. In here is the turbo brush. This is the full-size carpet head, which I believe all cylinders really, if they take their pet version, they should all come with one of these. And this is actually a pretty good little floor head, this is. Now that's the turbo brush. There is the dusting brush. Now this did actually come with a dusting brush, if I can remember rightly, because some SEBOs don't. Some of them don't. I know the Felix didn't come with a dusting brush, but the X4 Extra did. So the Felix has to share the X4's dusting brush on there. What I might do actually is just have this one out and put this one back on the X4, because this will go back in its box again afterwards. I should just have to borrow its dusting brush. I'm sure it won't mind. I'm sure it won't mind, will you? Well, it can't talk, unfortunately. If only vacuums could talk. I wonder what they'd say to Roger. Well... Oh, a spider. You can get... Oh, I don't like spiders. Horrible thing. Go away. A spider just running across the carpet there. Right, in here we've got 2 boxes of bags, which I think I bought at the same time as the cleaner. These are Filter Box Airbelt K bags. I'm not sure whether they're the... Yes, they are the Ultra bags. So those are the white fleecy bags. So if ever I do decide to use this, I've got plenty of bags for it. The only thing I haven't got is filters, but you don't need to change those very often. And here we go. The cleaner itself. Let's just put that over there. All bagged up. There we go. That beautiful colour scheme. I really did like this when it came out. It's such a nice colour scheme. The volcanic, it's supposed to be, because it's called the Vulcano, this is supposed to be volcano colours. So you've got your like a lava colour with a molten, I don't know, it's like an orange and maroony sort of brown colour, which is very, very unusual. Very unusual indeed. So there it is. Where is the rest of the tools to it, I'm wondering to myself. Oh, they're in the machine, of course. I thought, well, there's the dusting brush, where's the rest of the tools? So, what we got here, if I bring this cleaner around the front of me, the upholstery tool was this strange affair, which basically it always had to be used fitted on top of the crevice tool, a bit like this. Okay, it's a bit like the way Dyson stores its tool on there. You have to use the upholstery tool on top of there, which I thought was rather unusual. But they have to do it like that so they could get this to store inside the top of here. So that was how that fitted in there, and then this would store in the back of the machine like so, and this would go on actually on the wand. So I think the wand goes in that way, and the dusting brush would clip onto the top there like this, which is as the dusting brush to me is the most used tool. I found this is actually quite useful being stored here on the wand. So you'd be able to put your turbo brush on the end, or you'd be able to use your combi floor tool, and we could put the hose in. Just like so. And with this machine, and any other in the K series come to that, the the hose was not central in the front of the cleaner head, it was always to one side. So I always thought, well, when you're pulling it along, you're going to be pulling it at a funny angle, but it does seem to follow you okay. It does seem to follow you okay. So we can put the handle and the hose again with this, because it's a power hose, it's a little bit unwieldy, this hose. It doesn't swivel at this end. It will do at this end, like the Miele hose really. And then it just clicks into the top there. So there we have it. That is it assembled. So if I bring the camera down now and we'll have a closer look at the machine in all its detail. Right. The K3 Vulcano, a very, very, very unusual machine. And you don't see many of these on eBay anymore. They went out of production now a few years ago. In fact, I think when I bought it, they were on the way out back then. I mean, it is a 2100 watt machine, so it is the pre-EU variant, and I think it was discontinued in 2014, just before the EU ban came in. So SEBO narrowed the range, the K range, down when they brought the E version out. Not the SEBO E series, but this is the E for the European Union, the economy version. I can't remember what they're called now. Eco, I think it is. The Airbelt K Eco. So they were all like 700 watts or 1100 watts. I think the E series now is just basically a 700 watt machine. So it's only got a third of the power that this one has. But as we've seen with some machines now, you can get very, very good machines for a 700 watt. Right, so the cable on this was the tug recoil on this one, which is not my favourite method of recoiling, but it works just the same. And I'm going to pull it all out for when we do the demonstration, and when it's finished we'll put it all away. I think nearly there. Come on. Right, oh, that's it, trying to recoil itself. That's one thing you can never know, when it might suddenly start to pull itself back in. So around the side of this you've got basically the air belt, and this, where those little black holes are there, those are where the air vents are, where the exhaust air comes out of. So rather than coming out of the top like on a Miele, or out of the back like on other cylinders, it actually comes out around where the air belt is. And that's what those little black dots are. They're basically little holes inside the rubber in this air belt here, so that it comes. This is like a nylon lycra stretch fabric that goes around the outside of here, and it's designed there to protect the furniture and door frames when this bumps up against it. I believe you can get new ones of those from SEBO, but I think they'd be quite expensive. And again, around this side you can see there's more holes pretty much all the way down here, so it vents more out of this side of the cleaner than it does around this side. In the top of the machine we have the operation light here, and this glows green when you put the power on. If the bag is full or there's a clog, it will glow like an orange colour, that will. It's supposed to be red, I believe, but because the green light's always on, when the red and the green mix together you get sort of an orangey light coming out of it. This is the on-off control. Basically it's just one push button. You can't vary the speed here because it's done on the handle, and that's the remote handle. I've already showed the upholstery tool on the top of here. Inside the top we have the exhaust filter. This is like SEBO's S-Class filtration, and that just simply grabs hold of like this and you can pull it out. It doesn't look a very wonderful filter, to be honest. It looks a little bit deformed, but that's how it was when I bought it. That's what it was like. And there we can see the other side there. It never really looked very good filter to me, that didn't. I don't think it really matters which way. Oh, it does. It has to go back in that way around. I don't know whether it's a sealed system. It doesn't look as if there's any actual rubber in there, but it does well enough, because obviously that acts as a little bit of a filter as well around the side. And so we can now put the top on. Now, most people may know how a K works with the bag. In this, it's very unusual in that the bag loads from the bottom of the cleaner rather than the top. You can't lift the front, you can't lift the top up. The E-series is very much more conventional. You would lift the top up and get to the bag like you would in a Miele cleaner. But this machine, if we just take off the hose again, because it's a bit tricky to change the bag with the hose in place, and then we tip it on its back like so. There we can see the stock label, and it's Airbelt K3 2100 watts. There's not a lot of light in there, I'm afraid. Can't quite. This camera, sometimes I can throw it through the window, it's so annoying. There we go. Made in Germany. Just what I want to see. So, to get the bag out, we pull the bag latch here, drop the front down, and that would lift off like so. So you could remove it altogether. And here inside is the bag. And that just simply pulls out like so. Just like it would on an X series. And in the pack of bags you normally have like a green stopper that you could put in there to seal the bag. Underneath the bag here, in order to get this out, you have to take the base off, which I've already done. But this is the exhaust filter. Okay. Now you can see it hasn't really had a lot of use. No, it isn't the exhaust filter, is it? This is actually the pre-motor filter. Yeah, so it filters through the bag first, and then it goes through this. I don't know whether I think this is an S-class filter, because the normal one's green. The red one was the hospital grade S-class one. And basically your pre-motor would go through there. So that slots back in the bottom of the machine here. Or does it go in the other way around? It only goes in one way, that's it. It goes in like that. So we can put our bag, which I believe, yeah, it's an empty bag. I wouldn't have put the machine away with a full bag in, it would stink. So we can put the bag back in like so, tuck it in the bottom, and then put our door back in like so. Make sure the bag is inside the door, and then do that so it's closed up. Right, so that's the machine. The hose, as I say, is, I think it's about a 2 metre hose. It's quite a long hose actually for a power hose. That plugs back in like so. And then on the handle, this is the floor head, by the way. That's quite a established turbo brush now. They've been around for quite some time, that type. There's the bottom of the turbo brush there, so you've got your revolving brush inside. I believe it's a Vesselwerk head, this one. Quite an old-fashioned design there, but you can see the Vesselwerk triangle there. That tells me that was made by them. Most SEBOs use Vesselwerk heads. They're a German brand, very good floor heads. They make power heads as well. That's the air bleed valve, which most turbo brushes have. Where's that other one gone? Here it is. This is the SEBO Combi, just here. This is that's for brushes up, that's for brushes down, so you can use this on carpets and hard floor. That's the underside of it there, so it's got the brushes on the back. So when you press the brushes down, if I just put this down here, if we push the brushes down, you can see them coming in and out of the cleaner there, and then that goes back in. So basically, any sort of large debris on a hard floor would be able to pass under the front of this. So it would actually be quite effective. It's very easy to push across the carpet as well, that is. I actually felt it's a really good head to use, but it doesn't pick pet hairs up, which is why you need that one, and that would be the one I normally use. So let's plug it in then, and we can have a push round in the back room with it. Get past my SEBO there. I must. Oh, I did a review of this, didn't I? I did an updated review of that one. I think I've got an updated review of that Miele as well, and we've got plenty of the Dyson here. So it's plugged in now, so I will turn it on here at the knob, and what we get then, we get the green light coming on. So now it's in standby, so nothing's happening until I use the control on the handle. And here is the control on the handle. It's on 0 at the moment, so if I turn it like that, now what we have there is like a relief valve opening, because I've turned it up too high. There's too much back pressure, so that noise there, that's like a relief valve. So the bag full light, if I just block off the suction, so you can see there it sort of glows like an orangey colour, but it mixes with the green light. I would have liked it better if that green light would have gone off when the bag full came on. There we go. So let's see how it goes in action then. we go. Right, well, let's just go into the kitchen with it. So I shall position the camera here, and I would normally use that tool there for going on the kitchen floor. Come on, camera, stay where you put. Okay, I think we've got that. That's lovely. That's the beauty of this, when it has the fingertip control on the handle. You just take it to where you want to go, just like so, and off we go. There we go. It's a very quiet machine, isn't it? Very, very quiet machine indeed. It's this can't be more than about 65 decibels. It really is a fantastically quiet machine in action. Even with that floor head on there, it just makes it so quiet in use. So, I would say, if you see a K series on eBay, then they make very good cylinder cleaners. Now, obviously, the K1 doesn't come with that light on the top, as far as I know. It has a bag full light, but it hasn't got an operation light. So, there we go. That's the quick little review there of my oddity machine, the SEBO K3 Vulcano. We've seen it in action there and heard it. And I'll say this one we're going back in its box and going back in the collection. So, until we see you next time, thanks very much, and see you again soon. Bye for now.